Part 5 of my Geo Tracker review. Should you buy one? I've had this for 3 months. The last month it's been sitting due to a blown head gasket. I did not expect this to happen, but even if this didn't happen, I would have the same opinion. I bought this from a dealer. It was listed for $11,000. I talked them down to $7,000. I felt like I was buying one of the nicest trackers in the country. This is an 8 out of 10 in condition, and 8 out of 10s go for $6,000 to $8,000. That's what the market dictates right now. The same dealer had another one for sale. As soon as I bought this one, he just sold it for $13,000. I don't know if the dealer actually got $13,000 for it, or if the buyer talked it down. Bring a Trailer sold the Suzuki Sidekick variant of this last year. That one looked like a 9.5 out of 10 in condition, and it sold for $14,000. So I understood that the market dictates that trackers and sidekicks in the condition I got this thing for go for $6,000 to $8,000. I bought mine with 95,000 miles. It has 96 now. I bought it with like 95 and some change, and now it's at 96 and some change. So I put around 1,000 miles on it before I blew a head gasket. The funny thing is, I drove this all the way to the desert, 2 hours to the desert, 2 hours home. And then when I was at the desert, about an hour of off-roading, didn't blow a head gasket then. It blew a head gasket on my 10-mile commute to work. But that's the risk you're going to have to take when you get a retro ride. And that's my advice. What's your budget? Why do you want one of these? If you're looking at a tracker or a sidekick, it's obvious you want a small 4x4, because this is a market that these things pretty much have to themselves, and they don't make vehicles this small anymore that are off-roaders. So it's obvious you really want one of these if you're looking and you're watching this video. So the question is, what's your budget? That's why I didn't pay $11,000 for this. That's what the dealer wanted for it. I didn't pay $11,000 for it because I took into consideration, what if something bad happens like this? I didn't expect it to happen. These things have a great reputation for reliability, and when I was doing my search, I wasn't going to hesitate on buying one with 200,000 miles on it. So this one had 95,000 miles on it, still blew a head gasket. And this is going to cost me $1,500 when it's all said and done. When it's all said and done, $7,000 plus $1,500, $8,500 to have a Geo Tracker, and that's a lot of money. And that's when I tell myself, man, should have I gotten a Blazer, like a 90s Blazer 2-door. Those are pretty small too. Not as small as this thing, but they're pretty small and they're still cheap. Or I could have went the unknown route and got a Kia Sportage 2-door from the 90s. That's the closest competitor to what a Geo Tracker and Suzuki Sidekick are. Those 2-door Sportages. RAV4 made a 2-door also that's really small like this, but I don't know if they're true 4x4s. I know the Kia Sportage is, but the question is there a lot of parts available for them? The reason I went with this and not something like a Daihatsu Rocky is because I know there's a lot of parts available for this. All the parts I'm going to need, like I said, this is going to cost me $1,500, but I'm going to get the radiator replaced, timing belt, water pump right there, and they're readily available. And they're just as cheap as any other part, just as affordable as any other part on the market. These are just Suzuki engines. So yeah, it's Kia Sportage. It's pretty cheap, $4,000. That one I just showed you guys, $4,000. But it's an unknown commodity. I know nothing about them. All I know, it's similar looking to this, and it's a 4x4. So here's the thing: you could get a project tracker that looks nice, like this one. So $3,000. Like I said, parts are readily available for these things. You could get a new engine for $2,500. So let's say you get that project tracker, about $3,000. You buy a new engine, $2,500. Let's say labor's $1,000, or maybe you could put it in yourself. But let's just say you go for the labor, $1,000. Let's just round up. So $6,500. You got a tracker with a brand new engine. You know you got a brand new engine. I paid $7,000 for this, a lot for a tracker because it had 95,000 miles on it. And like I said, the reputations of these things are really good, and I wouldn't hesitate to buy one with 200,000 miles. But like I said, this happened to it. So $6,500, you got yourself a tracker with a brand new engine. I was having a lot of fun with this prior to the blown head gasket, and it's easy for me to say, guys, you got to get one of these now. Do it now. But this would have been the same advice. Even if this didn't happen, I would have gave you guys the same advice. It's really easy to hype something up, but this is a 30-year-old vehicle, and I knew the risk coming in. Unfortunately, it happened, and I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I'm going through that regret phase right now. Now I'm telling myself, man, did I make a big mistake? But I know once this is running again, I'm gonna be happy again. You know, it just happened so soon, like 2 months and just under 1,000 miles, and this happened. So definitely going through the regret phase right now. But you know, like I said, it paints a picture. My advice would have been the same, even if this didn't happen. This is such a specialized vehicle. If you want one of these, it's a reason you want a small 4x4. You're not buying this to daily drive. You know, there's more comfortable vehicles out there to daily drive than this. So if you're getting one of these, you want to go off-roading. So just ask yourself that question. Do you really want the smallest 4x4 to go off-roading in? Because there are cheaper 4x4s out there. Like I said, maybe I should have got a 2-door Blazer and had fun with one of those for a lot cheaper. But once this is done, $8,500. It's not that bad. These are going up in value, and once this is fixed, you know, should add value to the vehicle. It'll have a new head gasket, new timing belt, water pump. Timing belts are good for 100,000 miles, so this is going to be good for a long time once it's fixed.